Hi, my name is Jeff. Welcome to Talooli Trails. It's October here at Camp Talooli, and one of the more common questions people ask when they come to the outdoors this time of the year is, hey, how are those pretty colors? And by the way, why do the trees have pretty colors? And here at camp, the way I describe it is this, is that the colors you see in the fall are the true colors of the tree. What I mean by true colors is that if we look at a leaf like this one from the hickory tree, in the summertime it's all quite green, but its true color all year long, the leaves were actually yellow. What I mean is that if you looked at the people in my family, boy, it'd be easy to tell my kids and my brothers and sisters because pretty much everybody in my family has red hair. It's the genetics, it's just how they are. But if I was to take all the members of my family and, I don't know, roll them in mud or paint them with green paint, you probably couldn't tell they had red hair until you washed the mud or the green paint off. Well, in a leaf like this, it's kind of the same way. This hickory leaf was yellow all summer long, but you couldn't see it because there was a lot of green. What was the green? Well, inside every cell of all these leaves are tiny little parts called chloroplasts. And we know from school that the chloroplasts interact with sunlight, and then that produces chlorophyll. And chlorophyll is a chemical in the leaves that when it's active makes the leaf super green, literally flooding the leaf with green so you can't see it's yellow. Now, one of the prettiest leaves in the fall are the leaves of the staghorn sumac tree. You can see on this sumac that its true color all summer long has been a really bright orangey red, but this leaf still shows that when it was flooded with green from the chlorophyll, you couldn't see it. So this leaf is changing from green to red. If we look at the leaf of the mulberry, this little branch is showing a bunch of leaves, still got chlorophyll. Chlorophyll's going away, and guess what color the leaf has been all summer, hiding underneath all that green? In the case of the mulberry, it was yellow. This is a good example. Here it's early October, and the sugar maple is already starting to become less active. In other words, its chloroplasts are no longer working. It's no longer taking sunlight and photosynthesizing it to make sugars for the plant, and the true yellow is coming through. But right behind it, here's the white oak, and the white oak is still bright green. It's still, for some reason, processing the sunlight, and photosynthesis is creating all this chlorophyll. So it still has all of this green covering up its true colors. Another common tree here at camp, and one of my favorites, is the white ash tree. And the white ash tree pretty much always has been hiding all summer long its true colors of kind of a russet red or kind of a dullish red color. So when the green of the chlorophyll from the summertime goes away, just before the leaves fall off the tree, they give this nice show of red. Now, no tree is more famous for color in the fall than the maple. And here is a sugar maple and a red maple. See, it has little V-shaped notches and little U-shaped notches. This is the one we get maple syrup from. And in the summertime, not surprising, they're pretty green because they're filled with the chlorophyll. But as these leaves start to shut down for the fall, the green goes away, and look what happens in this one. You can start to see what's its true color underneath on the red maple. Not surprisingly, it's kind of red. And by the time all the chlorophyll shuts down, that same leaf will show its true color of being pretty brilliant red, or sometimes a dull red, but that is kind of a pretty color. Its famous cousin, the sugar maple tree, does the same kind of a trick, but with a different set of colors. In the summer, flooded with green, all you can see is green, but as the green goes away, that's a good example, as the green goes away, this leaf was yellows and oranges. Some trees, remember my kids have red hair and my other kids have brown hair, some sugar maples are all yellow inside. Other sugar maples are more of an orange or an orangey red inside. Sometimes it has to do with disease in the tree, sometimes whether the tree is healthy, sometimes how much nutrients the tree is taking up in terms of what colors are hiding underneath all of that green chlorophyll. But around here at camp, we get lots of sugar maples turning yellow, and we get lots of red maples turning kind of a dark red. Now that you know what colors to look for, you can sometimes tell what kind of tree it is from a long ways away. As we look across the lake here at Camp Talooli, you'll notice that, there's some of the bright red leaves of the red maple turning green to red. On the far side of the lake, I can see some more of those bright red leaves. But when we come over, there's some bright yellow and orange, and that's the sugar maple. As we come along, there's a tree just starting to change. It's kind of dull red, probably a red maple. As we come along over here, I'm looking for the really dull red really dull red of the white ash. And yep, some of the trees over in there. Now, if you look where the gazebo is, just behind the gazebo is a tree that's almost lime yellow green. That lime yellow green, if you start looking for that color around, that is the tulip tree. And then on the far side of the lake, we can see the pines, because the pines hold on to their needles all winter long. Now, the two last fall colors from Camp Talooli I want to show you are two fall colors that almost everyone misses, but I think are kind of cool. This is a red oak leaf, and all summer long, filled with chlorophyll, this thing is catching lots of sunshine, making lots of food for itself. But what color is the red oak leaf? Really? It's actually kind of a dull brown. Not a very interesting color. So when it changes color late in the fall, people don't notice it too much like they would the bright yellows of the sugar maple. But almost nobody notices this. The biggest and oldest trees at Camp Talooli are white pines, and this is a white pine branch. And if you look right now, you can tell that as much as we want to follow the fall color leaves, remember that the needles on a pine tree are also leaves. They are also filled with chlorophyll. On the tip of the branch, this is the new leaves from this summer. These leaves are maybe 4 months old, and they're filled with chlorophyll. Down the branch a little farther is last year's needles, and last year's needles have done their job, and they're now ready to give it up. And as the chlorophyll leaves them, you can see their true color was yellow. So with pine trees like the white pine, they have an interesting trick. Their leaves can last for maybe 2 years or a little bit more. So these leaves are now about 1.5 years old. They're finally giving it up, and there's even a few here from 2.5 years ago, and they're starting to give it up too. So in the fall, see if you can spot the pines and the spruce trees also changing color. So at any rate, that's why trees have pretty fall colors, because the chlorophyll is going away as they shut down for the winter, and just before they fall, they show you the colors that have been hiding in the leaf all summer long. This is Jeff, so long for Camp Talooli and Talooli Trails.